how much she knows. Oh, 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 it's enough to break a body's heart. But I've got to humor her. There's no other way." Then he worked up a rather sickly sample of a gay laugh and a hollow chipperness of manner, and said, "Well, well, Roxy dear, old friends like you and me mustn't quarrel. Here's your $1. Now tell me what you know." He held out the wildcat bill. She stood as she was and made no movement. It was her turn to scorn persuasive foolery now, and she did not waste it. She said with a grim implacability in voice and manner which made Tom almost realize that even a former slave can remember for 10 minutes insults and injuries returned for compliments and flatteries received, and can also enjoy taking revenge for them when the opportunity offers. "What does I know? I'll tell you what I knows. I knows enough to bust dat will to flinders, and more, mind you, more." Tom was aghast. "More?" he said. "What do you call more? Where's there any room for more?" Roxy laughed a mocking laugh, and said scoffingly, with a toss of her head and her hands on her hips, "Yes. Oh, I reckon, course you'd like to know, wid yo' po' little old rag dollar. What you reckon I's gwine to tell you for? You ain't got no money. I's gwine to tell your uncle, and I'll do it dis minute, too. He'll give me $5 for the news, and mighty glad, too." She swung herself around disdainfully and started away. Tom was in a panic. He seized her skirts and implored her to wait. She turned and said loftily, "Look a here, what is it I told you?" You, I don't remember anything. What was it you told me?" "I told you that the next time I give you a chance you'd get down on your knees and beg for it." Tom was stupefied for a moment. He was panting with excitement. Then he said, "Oh, Roxy, you wouldn't require your young master to do such a horrible thing. You can't mean it." "I'll let you know mighty quick whether I means it or not. You call me names, and as good as spit on me when I comes here, po' and ornery and humble, to praise you for being growed up so fine and handsome, and tell you how I used to muss you and tend to you and watch you when you was sick and hadn't no mother but me in the whole world, and beg you to give the po' old nigger $1 for to get her something to eat, and you call me names. Names, dad blame you! Yes, sir, I gives you just one chance mo, and that's now, and it lasts only half a second, you hear?" Tom slumped to his knees and began to beg, saying, "You see, I'm begging, and it's honest begging, too. Now tell me, Roxy, tell me." The air of 2 centuries of unatoned insult and outrage looked down on him and seemed to drink in deep draughts of satisfaction. Then she said, "Fine, nice young white gentleman kneeling down to a nigger wench. I's wanted to see dat just once before I's called. Now, Gabriel, blow the horn. I's ready. Get up." Tom did it. He said humbly, "Now, Roxy, don't punish me any more. I deserved what I've got. But be good and let me off with that. Don't go to Uncle. Tell me. I'll give you the $5. "Yes, I bet you will, and you won't stop dere nuther. But I ain't gwine to tell you here." "Good gracious, no. Is you feared of the haunted house?" "No. Well, den you come to de haunted house 'bout 10 or 11 tonight and climb up de ladder, 'cause de stair steps is broke down, and you'll find me. I's a roostin' in de haunted house 'cause I can't 'ford to roost nowheres else." She started toward the door, but stopped and said, "Give me the dollar bill." He gave it to her. She examined it and said, "Like enough de bank's busted." She started again, but halted again. "Has you got any whiskey?" "Yes, a little." "Fetch it." He ran to his room overhead and brought down a bottle which was 2/3 full. She tilted it up and took a drink. Her eyes sparkled with satisfaction, and she tucked the bottle under her shawl, saying, "It's prime. I'll take it along." Tom humbly held the door for her, and she marched out as grim and erect as a grenadier. End of chapter 8.